Jeff Platt here for PokerNews.com. We're at the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure hanging out with one of the featured performers on Comedy Night. A good friend of mine, that would be Clayton Fletcher. Clayton, how are you? Welcome to paradise.
Where would you rather be in January? I mean, it's the Bahamas. Come on. It's beautiful.
That much is certainly true. And you have some poker tournaments lined up on the docket. Is that correct? It's not just going to be the show for you this week.
Can we play some tournaments on the beach?
Maybe if you final table, we can negotiate it. I think they did that back in the day, right?
Yeah, I remember watching that on TV. It looked pretty surreal that they were playing. They had the ocean behind them and everything. But we'll just make the final table first and figure out the details later.
We can ask Stapes to move the whole production over to the beach, I'm sure.
That's a good idea. Yeah, there's nothing like doing comedy while the ocean is crashing behind you. It's a beautiful thing.
I think that'd be nice. I'm speaking of that comedy night. So Norm Macdonald will be there also, and you've become friends with Norm over the last couple years. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, friends is a strong word, but Norm and I know each other. I like to tell people he's my friend so that they're impressed. But I don't think he could pick me out of a lineup. No, Norm and I actually became friendly about 3 years ago when I was having my first good run in the main event, and he's a huge poker fan, and obviously it would have been really cool for him to see a fellow comedian do well in the main event, so he was pulling for me then. And then of course this year, same story. I was getting texts from him cheering for me, and the whole comedy community was hoping that I would do really well, so it was cool.
What was that support system like? Because for those of you who don't know, 96th in 2015, 28th this year at the World Series of Poker main event. Is your phone just constantly blowing up throughout the whole entire week?
Yeah, at one point I had 1,000 messages.
Oh, is that all?
Which, I mean, it's surreal. I mean, there are people that I don't even know that are like, I've seen you do comedy, I'm watching you on ESPN, whatever. And it was just, it's beyond words. I can't even describe how much love I felt, not only from, poker fans that kind of like me or whatever, but just the comedy world that normally doesn't really pay that much attention to poker was suddenly, it seemed like everyone I knew was watching on TV.
What is it about the main event that suits your game?
I don't know. I mean, I run good. I win flips when I need to. No, I think the main event's a special tournament because, you get such a wide variety of players, different levels, and I'm pretty good at picking out who's a really tough, aggressive pro and who's a satellite winner and who's just in town for the week and who's been there all summer. And I think that that's kind of the skill that I employ the most to do well in tournaments like that.
How do you balance comedy life and poker life?
It's incredible. When I'm backstage at a comedy club, everyone asks me about poker. And when I'm playing poker, when people find out I'm a comedian, they're like, oh, so tell me about comedy. So there is no balance. I mean, I feel like I'm always a comedian who plays poker, which is fine with me.
Yeah, I love it. Clayton, we will see you at the comedy show. Thanks for the time today.
Yeah, can't wait for the show. I hope everybody comes and laughs really hard. And don't bring any rotten tomatoes because Joe Stapleton will be there.
That will be at the Atlantis Theatre. He's Clayton Fletcher. I'm Jeff Platt for PokerNews.com. We are here at the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure.